So this is Baruch Fleischman here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and once again we're back at the Sipuri Maisios. The fifth story of Maisios means a story. But these particular stories are Kabbalistic stories. So we have to understand that there's a mechanism that the teacher wants to teach us. And Rabbeinu HaKodesh, Rav Shik, is bringing it down to a level where I can understand it. It says that the prayers, the needs, the circumstances of the world in which we live cause us to pray. Now, a fool doesn't pray. Maybe a fool doesn't know that prayer is the essence of everything, of all the goodness that exists. So over here, we're talking about the story of this son, of the king, which is a Kodesh Baruch Hu, is supposed to be made out of precious jewels. Why? Because the tzaddik, which we understand is going to be the concept of Yesod, is able to draw out of Malchus on an upward trajectory her prayers, all the things that she needs, all the things that she left, would be dangers of. The world is a very dangerous place. Let's go on. The son was born. He wasn't made out of precious stones, even though he was represented by all of these prayers. Let's see what he says. Ki bishvil habechira, for the purpose of having choice, v'nisoyim and tests, ein mekirim as chashivos v'yikros nishmas Yisrael. It's not recognized. The real, true value. The Yikras Nishra, and the Yikras, I guess the preciousness, the glory of the Neshama of the Jew. Again, L'Kuti Maran. Sha'achshav, now, today. Hachein b'chashivos hu etzlam. The Goyim have it. Donald Trump has it. Joe Biden has it. The Senate has it. If you live in the United States, the Congress has it. They all have the Chain. They're looking out for the Jews right now because they kind of sort of like realize that this business with Hamas could be coming to your stage anytime. But they're the ones that have the power. Atzel Umas Olam, that is, the Goyim have the power. Shehem B'Bechinas Abbas, which is the concept of the daughter. The daughter by herself is full of dinin. Ben Arba Shanim, once again, when the son had reached the age of 4. So he said, once again, this is the concept of the light of the Ein Sof being diluted, not diluted, diluted. It's called Hismat, or limited, the light of God. It continuously is limited in more hidden ways. It's hidden more and more until you get to us. The 4 levels of hiddenness are called Atzilas, Bria, Yitzir, and Asiyah. Shekulan Tuluyim B'Kol Bar Yisrael, that the existence and the ability for them to translate, transfer the light of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu into blessing to us. It all depends on our prayers. So Zachoya Yifas Torah Ma'od, this son was really gorgeous. Because he says, what is really beauty? I remember just thinking before I read this line, as Rabbi Mimran said, that whenever you see something that is really, truly beautiful, it's because it's manifesting the rays of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu outside. So you can actually see godliness within beautiful things. So he says, Kumuva b'divrei Rabbeinu Zal, and he says this in the Kutiman, She'ikar ha'chochma. Chochmah is another word for genius, if you want to say. I'm trying this idea out, that it's called a genius. Eno elo chochmah elokis. The only true chochmah is the chochmah of Elokus. For he called the shamos. He knew all the languages, all the shanos. Shazak called the tefillas, that he knew how to pray, Nusach Ari, Nusach Ashkenaz, Nusach Sfardi. He knew them all. He knew Tehillim. He knew all different kinds of prayers. Shekal Bar Yisrael Mispalel, Ameshaveach, Umefoyer, as HaKadosh Baruch Hu, all the Jewish people. We exist to be able to glorify Hashem and praise Him. V'hoyin noisim malachin l'roso. So kings would come to see him. Ki nishmas Yisrael heim or lugoyim. The truth is that the neshama of the Jew is a light for the Gentiles too. Kamo shekosev v'holku goyim la'orech, that the goyim will follow after your light. Look at Moshe Kosev, it says that the base Yaakov l'chul v'neilcho b'roch Hashem, that the house of Yaakov, that's the Jewish people, l'chul, let them go, b'roch Hashem, in the light of Hashem. Where we go, the light of Hashem Kavayachol goes with us. He said, Beis Yaakov, who's Beis Yaakov? Haim or L'umas Olam, they become a light for the Gentiles. Kamosha Perish Rash explains, V'kulim Mishtoikim, all of them desire, they yearn, the Hikalel B'nishmas Yisrael, to become a part, to be incorporated in the neshama of the Jews. La'oyer atzmam ba'oro yisbarach, and to illuminate themselves, to get some of that glow. Ba'oro yisbarach of Hashem's light. V'chababas malka, now, as this is going on, he was just, the greatest, he was just, something, but the queen, the princess, the bas malka. Who's the bas malka? So in this story, Rav Shuk says, Shazeh klal umas olam, this we're talking about the Gentiles in general. They can see that this one kid by himself has got all the glory himself. And so therefore they see that they're not so important anymore. And they become jealous. She became jealous. The Gentiles are jealous of the Jews. So this is what they say about the Jews. Ad Kedei Koch She'amra Chacham and the Kedoshim, so they're all. I think I translated that wrong. Excuse me. Shezem Masha Kol Umas Olam Mekanim, the jealousy that the nations have for us, Benishmas Yisrael. Ad Kedei Koch, until they get to a point. Shama Chamenu Kedoshim, the rabbis say, B'yom Shekiblu Yisrael HaTorah Al Har Sinai, from the day that we received the Torah at Mount Sinai. Yarda Sina L'Olam Olam Al Am Yisrael, then hate from the Jewish people was generated as a result of that for the Umas Al Olam against the Jewish people. Let me get his translation, because I wanted to say something about the word Sinai. The word Sinai in Hebrew means hate. Before that time, we climbed a mountain on one side, and when we received the Torah, and we reached the pinnacle, so to speak, on the other side, the Umas Olam who did not get the light. And they could see that we had it, and they were jealous. Yarda Sina L'Umas Olam, hate fell down to the nations of the world against Am Yisrael, Am Olam, of the people of the world. Shehem Nishmas Yisrael, which are the souls of the Jews, so their hate came at us. Because everything in the world really depends on the blessings that the Jews can bring. So this was the only comfort that she had as she looked at him. Because the tzaddik said, that this prince, who represents really the male aspect, which he said in another place called Zeranpin. Zeranpin is the male aspect. We'll just call that the male aspect. That he should be filled with mitzvahs. He's just a perfect creation. But in the end, he wasn't. You couldn't see. And so we see, ultimately, maybe it's good that he wasn't made out of that. So he said, let me explain like this. We are a people who are full and made out of these precious gems of prayer and desire to be close to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, called Devekus. Because we are exiled, we're buried amongst the nations. He says, they have all the power, they have all the glory. They see the glory and they subject us to as much ridicule as you can, which is not happening yet in the way that it can in the United States. Vein roem as a yofi shall nishmas Yisrael, they don't see the beauty in the souls of the Jews. Maybe we're not exercising it as we should. Shehem meleim mitzvos kariman kamaimran zal, because the Jewish people are full of mitzvos like a pomegranate. Even those who don't know nothing, they're completely empty. Meleim mitzvos kariman, they're still full of mitzvos like a pomegranate. So these are the beautiful gems and the pearls. Sheyesh b'kol bar Yisrael, that every single Jew has. But now, Begal Hussein al-Hamara, but with this very, very bitter exile in which we find ourselves, the Alamos, the Nistaros, that they're hidden, they're secreted away, we are buried, so to speak, under the subjugation of the Umas Olam, of the Gentiles, and our Vonim Tovos are hidden. You can't see it at all. We look like everybody else. So therefore, the Gentiles, they look much better if they're compared. I mean, who could compare the Jews, say, to the big house that Donald Trump has, or how about the mansion of Joe Biden, etc., etc., etc. That's what everybody pays attention to. Because you can't see it. It's not seen from outside. All the good things that the Jews do. The rabbi said, what's Ohel Keder? What is these Ohel Keder? Is these tents. So he said, just like you see the tents of the Arabs. Ka'urim. So he says like this, the way that Arabs live, if you looked at where they live in the houses that live on the outside, they look like hovels, they look like nothing. But on the inside, they could have something very beautiful. And this is the same thing with the Talmidei Chacham. So even though they look ugly in this world, what they dress, they don't look so fancy. Hey Malayim b'bifni, but inside they're loaded. Mikra, Misha, what are they loaded with? Mikra, the Chumash, the 5 books of Moses, and the written Torah. Mishnah, Talmud, Halachos, Vogados, all these different things that the Jewish people have accumulated. Kasha, the roast Yafian mebachutz, because for the Jews, the neshama of the Jews, this interesting idea is that we don't need to look so fancy on the outside. Meriboy al galus aleichem, because why? We have to always blend in because of the nastiness of the Gentiles that surround us. Not necessarily, in my lifetime, we've been living in a non-anti-Semitic world. That's because the Germans turned everything by the unbelievable, that this is the top massacre of our time, of Jews. But that is in the past. But maybe coming back. Rabbi Nachman said in Lakuti Maran Chelik Beis Siman Kuf Tezayin, that's part of what he's saying. It says that being recognized is really a disadvantage. It's really a disadvantage. Because it takes you into all different kinds of worlds, the world of Kitzonius, the outside things, illusions, what you look like. You look like this, you look like that. So he says it's no advantage to make yourself obvious. But if you look inside, it's something completely different. So it comes out like this, the general category. We talk about, let's say, the general panemius of the Jewish people. Nikroim tzaddikim, they were called tzaddikim. Kamosha Kasev, va'amech, your people, kulan tzaddikim are all righteous. V'lechein umas ha'olam mizgaram b'nishmi, so therefore they fight us. They're always trying to get at us and pushing us down. Shelo roim as a yofi, because they can't see what is really inside of it. This is a problem that the Ummah Olam have. They're not really able to look at benemius. They could look at bowing down. They could look at putting a cross on the wall. They could look at all kinds of different chitzonias, but on the inside, so the chain, the precious jewels of them, NACHMAN, and the fact is that this is always hidden. So therefore, the malchus, which is full of dinim, full of trouble, full of pain, can have a little comfort for the fact that the Jews can't be seen. This is Baruch Fleischman. This is the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. Yes, you're checking on me?
Hi, this is Janet with Hilton on a recorded line. May I speak to Robert Fleischman?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Fleischman, I hope you're having a great day today. I'm giving you a call from Hilton. You're my valued member, and we'd love to invite you out on a fun getaway that we're actually featuring out to Las Vegas. When's the last time you came out and had a great time there?
Now say this again. You say you're offering me a promotion to go to Las Vegas?
Yeah, we're inviting you out to Las Vegas. We're just doing